Luis Carmijo is a senior at the University of North Florida. He's like many students. He studies a lot, loves the outdoors, and is ready to start the American dream. But there's a complication. Carmijo is from Venezuela, and he's here on a student visa. He wants to stay in Jacksonville after he graduates in December. But if he can't find a job, he'll be forced to go back home to a place that's not really safe.
I lived in the same city since I was born, so my whole life is over there. So basically that's why you're living. But right now, the situation that my country is in, you don't really think about that because coming back might be so maybe dangerous. There's a lot of kidnapping involved. There's a lot of government taking over private sector industries.
So he spent the past 4.5 years focused on beginning his career here. He works at the Rockwall and road course on campus. He was an intern at OneSpark and worked his way up to assistant of the event manager during the festival. OneSpark's Meredith Johnson says Carmijo's Spanish was a huge asset because he was able to reach out to Spanish publications in Jacksonville.
We actually ended up doing some radio interviews in Spanish for OneSpark, which was great to be able to reach that audience and attract them to OneSpark to participate as creators or attendees.
I went through all the departments, so I worked a little bit with finance, operations, marketing, customer relations. So it was a really eye-opening experience for me because that's what I really want to do in the future.
But it's hard for him to plan his future when he's not sure if he'll be able to stay. He can work for a year if he finds a job within 60 days of graduation. After that, he'll need an employer to sponsor him for a work visa. If that happens, a government lottery will determine if Carmijo can be one of the applicants who can stay. It's a lottery that immigration lawyer Kendra Bung calls pretty challenging.
It's less than $100,000 per year. And this year there was almost double the applicants. So you had about a 1 in 2, 1 in 3 chance of getting into this little lottery system.
Bun says companies can pay up to $4,000 for each application. Many small employers just can't afford that. Dr. Timothy Robinson is director of the UNF International Center. He says there are a few reasons companies are reluctant to hire foreign workers, but not all are.
Depending upon the company and where their horizons are, the international background of a student might be very useful. So, for example, I remember a Chinese student who found a position with a company where they wanted to do some marketing of some products in China. Well, that's very useful to have a student from China.
The pressure is on for Carmijo to find a job. He says at this point, all he can do is try. Brittney, Donovan, Inside Jacksonville.